How can we guard our hearts to not fall into the spotlight and the idea that it is who was responsible to get all these subs and to get all these people to look at me, and it is my content that makes the difference, and not being allowed to be led by the Holy Spirit and pointing people back to the risen Messiah?
Yeah, no, that's a great question. And I think that is a challenge for all Christian online YouTubers and, people that are online, because I think that our natural kind of tendency is to focus on I, you know what I mean? So I noticed, like, for me, like, there's a long time too, and even some days still, where I'll see negative comments and they'll impact me. You know what I mean? They would impact me a lot more, where I would just, like, have my feelings hurt or be defensive and mad and all this sorts of things. Right. But what I realized was, like, I noticed every time that I'm offended, I start asking myself, I say, okay, why are you offended? Right? What are you trying to protect? And so then I was like, well, if I'm trying to protect my ego, that's not a good reason. You know what I mean? And so I'm like, if that's the case, then I need to remember where I get my value, and my value doesn't come from what people say online. Right. Because if you live for the if you live for the applause, then you're going to die by the boos, you know what I mean, when they boo you, right? And so if my ultimate value and happiness and fulfillment, if that ultimately comes from Christ and what he did on the cross, then that was, for me, I would have to replay that in my mind. I'd have to remind myself every time I started feeling those things, So you really do got to stay grounded in that, though, because it's very easy to want all the credit for it, to get a big head. And it's also easy, on the same token, to have your feelings hurt and to be depressed and all that sort of stuff behind it too, But for me, time and time as it went on, and me really working through this, consistently, and praying about it every day, the comments and stuff, they just don't impact me like they did when I first started, or even last year.